source for everything paranormal. Para-X. The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural. Magic. Ghosts. UFOs. Bigfoot. Extraterrestrial. Psychic energy.
The calling.
And good evening, everyone. It's another Wednesday night, and we are here with Kimberly Juarez. That was kind of hot, wasn't it?
That was pretty good, Jerry. It's getting
no,
better.
it's not. It's terrible.
I love it.
I just don't have a sexy tone to my body, you know? Juarez.
Juarez.
And tonight we have with us the one and only Wooten. Geeks Paranormal.
Yes.
How's it going, Shawnikins?
Oh, it's going great, Jerrykins. How are you doing?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Doing good. So let's hear your best, Kimberly Juarez.
Kimberly Juarez. There you go.
Oh, that was
Oh my gosh. That was pretty good. Holy bucket.
You know, I think that's what we're going to do from now on, Kim. We're gonna
All
have
right. We're
guests
just going to
come
have her
on.
say my name. Don't say it.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
When we have people come on, I think we're going to ask them to say, you know, Kimberly Juarez. You know.
Guys, I don't know what it sounds like at first, though.
All right. We take the paranormal very seriously around here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We actually do, but you know, we're just having some
It's
fun.
okay to have fun every once in a while. You're
That's
not having fun.
right.
It ain't worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so what's new here, Miss
What's new? What's new?
Shauna.
Oh.
God. Shauna, what's happening with you? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been getting ready to I've been promoting, getting ready to send out stuff for my new podcast that's coming out in November. Of course, I've been podcasting before because of you and my husband, but yes, I got a new one coming out, and it's just little old me.
Now, is it going to be at the same night, right after us?
Yes, it's going to be the same night right after you guys. It's called Exploring the Paranormal Perspective. There's going to be more added to it aside from just actors and geek searchers. There's going to be paranormal mysteries and murder mysteries, and I'm hoping to put in a little weekly paranormal update news thing, like, hey, this is what's going on in the paranormal world this week.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm hoping to be able to get that in. But, there's still geek searches and stuff like that. And I still got tons of horror stars and paranormal stars coming on the show. I've been kind of bumping elbows with people this past weekend and talking to, Destination Fear and Eugene Clark from Land of the Living Dead. And, it's been pretty awesome. So I'm hoping to get them on soon.
Well, that's great. Now, are you going to be doing any of them live? Because you had been just pre-recording them or canned shows, as they call it.
Well, I'm going to pre-record because live kills me every time, man. I do not lie. I always fudge something up during a live.
Gotcha.
And I like doing the pre-recording because I can get, if they want to stay on a few hours longer, they're more than welcome to.
Right.
And I can get more of them in and more of what they want to give out to the audience. So I mean, now don't get me wrong. There may be some live feeds. Like there may be some nights that my paranormal team goes out, Geeks Paranormal, and we want to do a live feed of the area we're investigating. So, but we do plan on promoting that out the yin yang.
Gotcha. Now, how big is your team?
My team consists of 4 people. Me, my case manager, Debbie Thorson, Kelly Preston, who's been on with the team for the whole 9 years it's been out there, and my occult specialist, Dustin Kale.
Gotcha. Now, are you changing the name of Geeks? Or
No.
No,
Nope.
you're still keeping Geeks.
Yes, still keeping Geeks. That's mine. That's my baby.
That's my baby. Very good. Very good. Kimberly, I'm sorry. I was talking over you. You go for it.
Oh, no, you're fine. Where are you guys based out of?
We are based out of Oklahoma,
Okay.
right up above Tulsa.
Okay.
We have done a few, myself, no, but my case manager has taken the team out to a couple of locations. She actually did some investigations with the Ghost Brothers and the Booth Brothers just this past summer.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It was really cool.
Now that would be fun, for sure. Ghost Brothers. They're
Oh,
hilarious.
definitely. Oh, I know. I had
They
Dave
are.
on the past podcast, and he is just so funny.
See, there you go. There you go. Like you say, you have to have fun, you know?
Exactly.
So for you, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So for you, like, how long have you been doing this, and what got you into doing this?
Which one? The podcast or the paranormal?
Just the paranormal. Just the paranormal.
Paranormal, I've been doing it for 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
We got into it. It was a funny story. I was at work, and I was a manager at the time, and I was talking to Kelly and telling her, oh, my God, we were talking about ghost adventures and ghost hunters and all the different locations they were going to and how we thought it was just so cool. And she was like, you really should start one. I'm like, well, have you had any paranormal experiences? And she said, yeah, tons of them growing up. And I'm like, oh, me too.
Yeah.
When I was younger, my papaw died when I was about 5. And I remember vaguely, but I remember being in my swing set crying, saying, I wish you were here to push me. And I felt a push on my back. And it didn't scare me.
Yeah.
But there has been a couple of incidents between that time and the time I was in the service, and between then and the time I actually started the team, that I had some, and I was like,
Right.
I think I don't want to mess with that. And then I got kahunas and said, yeah, I'm doing it.
Nice. And you've been doing it for a while now, right?
I've been doing it for 9 years.
Yep.
We've done a lot of home cases and a lot of online stuff where people had come to me asking me to look at pictures or look at videos and give them my opinion, and I'll tell them what I think about it and try to find a team near them that is trustworthy to help them out, unless I can get out there myself. And if I can get out there myself, I'll go out there myself. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to the Reaps and going, hey, can y'all find me somebody in this location?
Right. Yep. That's what networking, paranormal networking. It's exactly what you got to do.
Para-unity.
Yeah,
Para-unity,
exactly.
y'all. It's not about stabbing people in the back. It's about a family. We're a family.
Right. And nobody knows anything more than what we all know, you know what I mean? And we learn from each other, and that's the beauty of this. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's really no such thing as an expert, you know?
No, not in this field.
It's so vast. It's funny when you go to a Paracon and they've got a sign in front of them that says expert. You know, it's like, really? You're not.
What are you an expert
Stop
in?
Yeah.
Exactly.
BS.
Can you prove everything you just done? Because I can probably call something out to disprove it.
Exactly. Right? So what is like your favorite type of investigation or anything like that? You know, like a business, historical, what's your favorite thing that, you know, when somebody mentions, all of a sudden your eyes start to go crazy, your hair turns blue and purple. Oh, my God, did I mention one? Oh, it's pink. I'm sorry.
It's pink and purple and blue. It's all three.
It actually looks good. I love it.
Thank you. Oh gosh, I love older buildings, historical buildings. It's just so much life still in those buildings that people don't seem to realize and understand. Whenever you have a company that want to come in and just tear one down because, oh, it's taking up space, they don't realize, hey, if you actually took it and took care of it, you would feel the life that's coming out of these buildings.
Right.
But yeah, I like the one that we did was a hospital in Arkansas that was really awesome. I mean, left and right, you heard whistles, you heard doors closing, you heard whispers. When you had the spirit box going, you heard freak. Yeah, that's my name there. But it's amazing, just amazing stuff, especially when you have something that can immediately respond back to you and you get that immediate response out of a question that you asked. It's like, wow, this is really happening right now.
Gotcha. Who's your favorite, what they call them, who's your favorite high profile person?
Oh gosh, that's hard. 'Cause I have so many that I love. The Booth brothers are amazing. They are amazing in their field. They're amazing when they go out and do investigations. Padre Casey Scruggs is also great in his field. Dalen and Marco and Juan, they are hilarious.
Yeah, just talking about that.
Ghost Brothers, yeah, that's the only ones that I've
Yes.
heard of. I don't know who the rest of them are.
Booth brothers have done a lot of documentaries on different things. One of them that they have out right now is called The Attached, and it's actually really good seeing all these reenactments of stuff that's happened to these people in the past. But if you guys go to Spooked TV, you'll be able to see a bunch of their different documentaries. Yeah.
I got that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's one thing I don't do. I don't watch any of the shows.
Oh,
I really
see,
don't.
It's not really well, it is a paranormal show, but it's
Right.
it's more of a documentary on the people and what's happened to them, and not technically going out and doing investigations and saying, oh, this is what the recorder is saying. It's just more trying to delve into the paranormal and find out more information on it.
Okay. Now, who's your favorite? Okay, no, some of those people are what some people would call unapproachables because
Oh no,
you
they're
know you got to. Well, you got to know somebody to be able to approach them. Now, there's the approachables, such as Amy Green, Michelle.
Oh, Amy Green, I love her so much.
Oh my God, I just met her. She's awesome. I just met her and had dinner with
I
them.
love her so much.
Yep.
She is such a sweetheart. Vanessa
Yeah.
Hodel.
Yep, Vanessa Holt.
Yep,
Good one.
Vanessa. They are amazing people. Mike Ricksetter. Daniel Class.
Yep, Michelle LeBaron. I don't know if you know
Yes.
who she is. Oh
I
my
have
God.
not talked to her yet, but yes.
Have you not? Oh my God, she is so sweet. She is the sweetest.
Oh.
It was so funny when we had her on the show. Kimberly's like, "What? Michelle LeBaron?" And it's like, yeah, and it's like when we got her on and we were talking before the show, I said, I need to tell you, Michelle, that Kimberly has the biggest girl crush on you there is.
She's just awesome. She's just awesome.
She is. She's a lot of fun. And I follow them and Reap Paranormal, of course.
Yes.
All the guys.
Bill and Chris are amazing. I
are.
love them so. And Bill is hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Can't wait.
He is so funny. Oh yeah, they are that couple. Love them, love them, love them. And I can't wait to do another investigation with them because I did one at the Sisters Tea House in Missouri, and that was great. So yeah, it was fun. That was wow, that was already 3 years ago.
Wow.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
So you've done all this stuff. You've traveled quite a bit with some of these people, haven't you?
I've been to conventions with them. Never really got to travel with any of them yet, but I'm willing. I'm open. But yeah, I've got to meet quite a few people in this field. I got to meet Keith Age, and I got to meet well, I've got to speak with Anita Tallbull and the Booth brothers and the Ghost brothers. I actually met Dalen at a convention a few years back, and he said that he'd come on an old podcast that I was on, and he was amazing. He was just so sweet and hilarious throughout the whole interview. But yeah, a lot of these people I just met going to conventions and promoting myself and my team and getting to know people. And just like this last one that I was on, it was pretty great. Got to meet Destination Fear and Danny Trejo. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, you got to meet Danny Trejo? That's pretty
I
nice.
did.
I almost went on a date with that man.
What?
Almost. Yeah, long time ago, like a long time ago. Yeah,
Oh,
so bizarre.
With Machete himself?
Yes,
Machete.
yes.
Yes. He is the nicest man. I mean, wow.
I think this was before he became famous or something like that, because I just know he started a movie, and then I don't know what. I think a friend of ours was going to set us on a date or something, but yeah, that was about it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Yeah.
Cool.
He's got a funny story. Sarah French, a friend of mine who did her first movie here in Minneapolis, and we did a premiere of it at the bar I worked at, Stashu's. And how I met her was really funny. Is that she was working at Upon America, and she was trying to do some paranormal stuff on the side. And I walked in there, and I was looking through their cameras. I was trying to find anything infrared and stuff, and all of a sudden she belted out this scream, blood-curdling scream, and it was an audition that she was having with some
Love it.
ghost-type show thing, and it was so scary, and I turned around and I went, I know you. And she's like, where do I know you from? And then we started throwing out names and everything, and then she realized, she goes, weren't you at the premiere of a movie I did? And I said, what was it called? And she's like, Off the Beaten Path. And I went, I'm the bartender, Well, anyway, we've been friends now for like countless years, and we were talking, God, it was me and her, and I can't remember who else was online. I think it was Joe Netter, her boyfriend. But anyway, she just got off the phone with Danny Trejo, and she was saying that she told him of a pretty cool story that one time they were going to do something. It was before he got famous, in the front yard, and they were going to do some digging up or something like that. And he told his mother, he said, kind of watch out, because there's a couple hand grenades that are buried in the yard, and I'll try to find them later. And I guess it was a true story that he got a hold of somebody. He didn't want to put him in the house, so he buried him out in the yard
So
somewhere.
he made them landmines.
Pretty
That's
cool
hilarious.
Story.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So he was a really funny guy, and he's really into the paranormal. And I know that Sarah has done tons of movies now and stuff. And as a matter of fact, I think this weekend she's doing a big premiere in Minneapolis. And Joe has wrote, she's Steve B was asking if she's a scream queen. Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is.
And Joe Netter had started writing books of the paranormal, and they did a lot of investigations on serial killer places.
Oh,
wow.
Yes.
Yeah. And even just,
Yes.
doing investigations on, because I think the Gacy house, of course, has been destroyed. And I think a park has been made there and stuff. But they still did investigations just on the park. And they actually caught some stuff. Because, what did he have, 16 bodies underneath there?
Yeah, something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they said that they even got some pretty good EVPs out of there and stuff like that.
Yep.
Could it be from the dead bodies? Yeah, you never know, It's pretty interesting.
Possibly. If I was buried there, I'd make sure I was trying to contact somebody,
Right.
regardless if it's grabbing their butt or trying to scream in their ear, something.
Right.
Like, I need to
But-
listen to me.
Well, this is really cool. Now you're going to keep the Geeks Paranormal name, and you're like, but it's a whole new content. All that other stuff is going to be.
Well, Geeks Paranormal is more my paranormal team.
Right.
Exploring the paranormal perspective is going to be my podcast.
Okay. Very
Yep.
good. Okay. I can't wait to listen to it. You know, I've got a few of your shows and stuff, and I like what you've done really well. And I remember the first time that you guys were so nervous, and you came on my
Right?
show, and you could see it in your eyes that you were, you know, you really liked, you know, being on and stuff, and it was just in your blood then to you know, get a show started and stuff. And Para-X is where you did it, and that's really cool.
Right. My husband told me today, because I told him how you had got me into it. He goes, "Well, wait. Let me clarify this for you. I got you into it." I said, "Wait. What are you talking about?" He goes, "Because you started on YouTube doing your little geek searches and your stuff like that, and then I told you, hey, maybe you should do a podcast." And you're like, no, I can't do that. And then you told me, you should come on our show. Okay.
Yep. Tell honey, sorry, I did it.
Right? I said, I'll make sure to give you kudos tonight for it, too. But if it wasn't for Jerry, I wouldn't be on Para-X.
Oh, there you go. So now, what is equipment-wise? What's your best equipment? Well, not your best, but what do you feel is the better equipment that you use?
I know in the past I told you the Spirit Box was my favorite. It still is one of my favorites, but my own person, my own instincts to me has been, the more I'm out in the field and everything, the more I realize when the hair stands on the back of my neck, I got that Digi-Rollin' or that Spirit Box going. I know there's something there. So yeah, your own instincts and your own body could be, because once you start feeling that chill, you want to make sure you have something going, because you have no idea if there's going to be, and no box is going to say, oh, it's chilly.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
you
But
gotta,
what is for the like the hardcore proof that you get
it's
stuff?
Spirit Box. Spirit Box and the Digi.
The Digi, what's that?
Yeah. Your digital recorder, your voice recorder.
Oh, okay. I gotta get used to your
My vocab, my verbiage.
vocab. Yeah, your verbiage. That's what you used when we were talking, because I'm like, you got a typo. Yeah, she sends this bio over, and I said, oh, you got a typo. She's like, where? And I said, right, you know, that. And she goes, oh, that's just my verbiage. And I was like, oh, okay.
I love
That's
All
the
right.
Shawnee's way. It's in
This
the
is-
Shawnee's dictionary, I promise y'all. I'll find the Shawnee's dictionary.
That's the, what do they call them? Oklahomians? Oklahoma?
No, I'm actually from L.A., Lower Alabama.
Oh,
Or Alabama. Love it. I like that.
okay. Speaking of Alabama, is the Bama Boys still around? Does anybody know?
You know what?
I've never heard. I haven't heard.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard them since I lived there, which was over 14, 15 years ago. That tells you
Wow.
my age.
Because I think it was 2015 or 2016, we were at Paracon, and the Bama Boys were there, and I used to watch their show once in a while. I mean, back in those days, I used to watch the shows. Nowadays, I don't, because I'm sorry, there's a lot of garbage on them.
I still think they are still out there. 2015 was one of the years I saw them too.
Well, I got their number. Maybe I'll give them a call and see if.
Because they did stuff out in Birmingham and stuff, didn't they?
I do not know.
Huh.
Were they the ones in the overalls, or were they the? Trying to think of which ones were in the overalls.
Oh, you're thinking of. Oh, come on,
They're
Kimmy.
Minnesota dudes, aren't they?
They're not Minnesota dudes.
West Virginia.
West
Oh.
Virginia, the monster. What are they? Monster, whatever. I think
Yes,
they wear the overalls. They wear
Yeah.
the overalls and the hat and everything.
Beard. Yep.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
the ruffles and they're running around. They're Bigfoot hunters, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're Bigfooting cryptids.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mountain Man or something. Cryptid Mountain Man or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's why I don't watch a lot of the shows, because I feel that a lot of them are, they're just more that people look at them and they think they're comical. So they don't take people
I
like
don't take it
us
seriously.
exactly like we do, because I mean, how many places have you been where they're like, the first thing comes out of somebody's mouth is, oh, who are you going to call? That type of stuff. And it's like, you just want to strangle them and then do an EVP session with them to prove that they're really there.
Right. Like,
God.
well, once I get these shows edited, the shows are serious, but stay tuned to the end because there's bloopers. Lots of them.
We started a long time ago a thing of bloopers for Sim. I don't know what I ever did with that, and some of them are really funny. Like, there was a spirit that did not like May, and when May was talking, you could hear it, like, walking around her going, "You're so stupid."
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
And it's like, it's hilarious, And poor George, he was funny because he was downstairs in the basement by himself. This is up in International Falls. And he had a, I shouldn't even laugh because, I mean, I would have been scared too. He had his video camcorder with infrared. And as he's moving to it, the shine on the refrigerator or freezer they had down there kind of looked like there was something moving and stuff. And all you heard from George was like, "May, better get down here. Something's moving." And like, you could hear the fear in his voice, and I thought, "Oh, poor George." Now I do, but oh my God, I thought I was going to bust a gut listening to him.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And that does happen.
I think I've lost my mind since doing this. Because I will run to the sounds instead of away from them, and I will run to movements. And I mean, just take this last time we went to that hospital in Arkansas. I'm up on the 5th floor by myself. My team knows where I'm at. And that's one of the main things I always suggest to everybody. Make sure somebody knows where you're at all times. All times. But I'm on the 5th floor doing a live feed, and I'm pretty sure it's on the live feed. But you can hear the door close behind me when I leave that room, and then you hear it close again. And I'm like, "Ooh, I think the door just closed." And I'm turning around, going to the door, where I know my husband and quite a few other people would have already gone down the stairs by that time. I'm like, I'm just glutton for punishment, I guess.
We had some things. Kimberly, out of curiosity, when you were at the Para Expo in Wisconsin there just a couple weeks ago, did you have anything personally happen to you while you were in?
Yeah,
what happened?
So in the pink room, we did get an anomaly that was like like they were saying, you could see these shadows or balls of light, or I don't know. I don't even think they're balls of light.
Creepers
or whatever. And I did see something come across, and I was like, Shauna here, she's like, I said, "Oh, look, there it goes now." I had no camera or anything, and I'm like, "Look, Jess, there it goes." And my daughter's like, "Oh, I see it, Mom, I see it." Like, I didn't freak me out. People get freaked out about this thing. I didn't get, honestly, Jerry, I did not get freaked out.
It's fascinating.
I seen it. It was there. People, whatever they were saying, it's true. It was a black, and there was no reflection. There's no, from where we're at, the curtain, you couldn't see in or out. It was super black anyways. That hallway, for some odd reason, was bizarre where the room was located.
Yeah, it really was.
I've got to go to this place. Y'all talk about it so much. I really want to go to this place.
But like I said, I saw it, and it came right off the ceiling and went right across the bed, right off the foot of the bed, and I'm sitting there in the chair and just watching it, and I go, "Jasmine, there it goes." And Jasmine's like, "Oh yeah, I see it." She's like, so.
Well, that's so funny because, I'm sure that the whatever it was that was going past was like, they're not afraid of me?
Yeah.
What is this?
Because
this is not no fun.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Apparently, people run out of the room when they see it, and maybe it's more concentrated. Maybe there's a different one or something, but I saw something. There was
probably something after the bad ones, or maybe something that they know, hey, that person is easy to scare. Let's scare them.
Well, one guy was so scared there. What did he do? He got up, made his bed, then he left. Why would you make your bed? I mean, I wish that guy was still around so I could give him a call, because that's just absolutely ludicrous. I'm
going to take the time to make my bed. You can attack me whenever you want to, but that's...
I got to make the bed. I can't leave without making the bed.
That's hilarious. Well, listen, kids, we're going to go on break, and we'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Hey, Steph. Hey. It's a Taffy Tuesday today, Heidi. Taffy Tuesday? I don't know, Steph. That's kind of a stretch. Well, we want to give everyone something to chew on.
Tune in to the Gathering Radio Show, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Para-X Radio.
Are you haunted by shadow people in the middle of the night?
Do you secretly love all things creepy and spooky, enjoying ghost stories and horror fiction from the best storytellers?
Do you have a true ghost experience you want to share, but no one will believe you?
If yes, listen to the professionals on What Are You Afraid Of? Horror Paranormal Show, Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Para-X Radio and at www.whatareyouafraidofpodcast.com.
What Are You Afraid Of on Para-X?
Our creepy and demented hosts are on call to provide you with all your spooky needs with true ghost stories, interviews, indie music, and new horror fiction. We are ready to scare you.
Para-X. Source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
And we're back. This is Jerry with the calling with Kimberly Juarez. That was sexy. And, of course, Geeks Paranormal, Shauna Wooten. So if you've missed the first half of the show and you're thinking to yourself, gosh, how can I find that? Do I have to send Jerry money? It's like, no, you don't have to. Just wait till tomorrow around 4 o'clock, and you can go to www.thecallingradioshow.com. You can listen to it there, or you could go to YouTube at The Calling Radio Show also. Now, Para-X has some awesome shows on. There's tons of entertainment for all you kiddies. There, Tuesday nights, you have The Gathering, and that's with Stephanie and Heidi, and they do an awesome job from 8 o'clock Central Standard Time to 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, only on Para-X, of course. And right after us, you have Geeks Paranormal, which now it's going to be called...
Exploring the Paranormal Perspective.
Okay, the podcast.
Yes.
So that's going to take me a while to get used to that, so I'll just say that Geek show, but I'll write it down so when I advertise it, I'll have it right then. But she's got a really cool poster that you're going to be putting that up on Para-X, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's really awesome. You guys are going to love it.
Actually, the one that I sent you with the magnifying glass over my face, that's the one that's going to be on Para-X.
Oh, so you're not going to have the cartoon one?
It's got the cartoon behind me. If you see behind me, the cartoon ghostie is holding up a magnifying glass too.
Right.
Yep.
I like the cartoon. I mean, not like the other one's bad.
I do like the cartoon one though. I was very pleased with how she came out.
Yeah, she came out really good. Looks just like you.
Well, I wouldn't know why. I mean.
She was going to make one that had me on it, but
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Darn.
just
I should've
because
done
I gave her first show. So
that. You
Anyway.
did. You broke my cherry. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Kimberly, you want to jump in there?
There's some questions in here for Shauna, I think. I don't know if she answered it. Let's see. Steve B says, what do you think about UFOs? You said, I love them. Seen a few. So tell us about that.
Well, the first one I saw, I was about 7 or 8 years old, on the back deck of my house back in Alabama. And I was looking at the sky, and I was like, oh, the stars, so pretty. And then I saw one star kind of brighten and then zoom off. And I'm like, I don't think that was a star. So I had just saw my mom or my dad, I can't remember which one was watching, but they had just saw some UFO movie where they were abducting everybody. So when I saw that, I kind of freaked out and ran inside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next one I saw, I was in Florida. I was living in Florida, in Destin, Florida. And if y'all have seen over the internet the 3 orange orbs that seem to float around the Florida thing,
Right.
I saw those 3 orange orbs back in 2007. And my friend's house was like right behind an airport.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw, the funny thing is I recorded these on one of my old phones, and when my house was broken into back in 2009, that phone ended up being stolen. But
Government.
right? It was a government conspiracy. They came in and stole everything just to make it look like a break-in. I know. I was in the military. But these orbs, I mean, you'd see one brighten and then dim. And then the other 2 would brighten and then dim. And then that one would brighten. And then all 3 would brighten. And it was like, oh my gosh. And this went on for like an hour almost. I mean, seriously, they were doing it for a long time. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's right over the airport too.
Well, do you think the airport probably had something to do with that? Or do you think it was, people flying or...
No, because other people that saw those same 3 orbs saw them on the beach over the water. So I don't think there was anything to do with the Air Force. I honestly couldn't tell you what it was. It was unusual. It was unidentified. So I could not tell you. I can tell you that the government likes to do a lot of experimentations with stuff. So it could be possible that the government was doing a practice run on one of their planes or something like that. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I would be egotistical to think that there's not any other beings out in the universe aside from us. I totally believe there's other creatures, aliens, whatever you want to call them, out in the universe, and I totally believe they're more advanced than we are. They have to be, because here lately we've been pretty stupid with our stuff. But about 3.5 years ago? No, about 3 years ago, I had gone to a ballet in Tulsa. Coming back home, I saw a blue light in the sky that brightened and then shot up. At first, I thought it was like one of those, stream things they do at theaters or main events and stuff like that to get your attention to come out. But it didn't go down. It was just up into the sky. And I was like, well, that's unusual. So, I mean, there's just so many different things that can happen. I think they can time travel, definitely. And you know what else that I think? I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat room.
No, that's okay.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can time travel. I also think that sometimes, maybe, just maybe, because they are more advanced than we are, maybe they have like the way to make themselves invisible so we can't really see them. And if that's the case, some of the paranormal stuff that's happened that people think are ghosts could be aliens that are causing the problems and causing you to second guess everything that's going on, or that steals your keys and put them in a different location. I wish you would put them back, please. But
The lost sock in the dryer.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
But not only that, I mean, the concept of maybe different, what do you call them? I'm trying to think what you call them. It's multiverses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what if that's what I think about Bigfoot too, but I know a few people are like, no.
We'll get to that one in a second.
But I think a lot of things could be possibly like a multiverse. There could be a multiverse out there. I mean, they did find another Earth-like planet.
Right.
But, I mean, and that leading into the vortex kind of thing going on, hey, who knows?
Well, like I follow a lot of these paranormal teams and stuff like that down south. And, Walker Ranch. Yeah. No, the ranch. They say the same thing, that they're, the paranormal may not be paranormal. It could be UFOs, because they've documented some things that it's UFO. So a lot of that happens down south from what I see. You know what I mean? So I truly agree with that whole paranormal and UFO. Maybe. I mean, we don't know for sure, but they're starting to document a lot of it.
They are, and do I think there are still paranormal spirits out there? Yeah. I still think there's spirits out there.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, there's just been too many experiences in my lifetime to say no. There's not. Especially when I got into a wreck when I was 16 years old. I had been drinking, and I tried to tell my mom and dad, please, don't let me drive home. I'm too tired. But they were like, well, if you don't drive home, you don't get to go to spring break. So I drove home, my dumb ass. But it went in between a metal reflector and a telephone pole and landed on a tree root. And I swear to this day that I believe it was my papa that saved my life. Because all I got was a bruise on my collarbone from that wreck. Yeah. That's one of the only things I remember. Did I ever drink and drive again? No. Do not drink and drive, kiddies. I swear, it's scary as all get out.
Yeah.
So now, about Bigfoot. Have you guys done any investigations on Bigfoot or even on UFOs?
Actually, I've never done an investigation on UFOs or Bigfoot. Do I want to? Yes, most definitely. Do I know where to begin? No, I don't, but I will.
Well, big thing is just grab a map and take a look at your area, especially the biggest parks and stuff, and wooded areas, because there's a lot down there in Oklahoma.
Oh, I know. I've heard.
Yeah.
But there's snakes too. That's the only thing that would really, even up northern Minnesota now, there's starting to be snakes up there.
Mm-hmm. There is.
Which stinks.
It's a lot. I mean, I've done hiking and stuff in woods due to military experience and stuff, so that doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is the fact that I'm probably going to be somewhere and I'm going to catch him and I'm not going to have my camera ready.
Yeah.
Well, I actually in 2015 I seen Bigfoot, and I thought it was a moose trying to get up off the ground, and I sat there watching it, and then when it got up, I'm like, that's not a moose, it's on two legs. And then I thought it was a bear, but it's like, bear's got a bulbous butt and short legs with a long body, and it wasn't that. And then at that time, that's when I realized that it's more human-like. So I got my hand on the camera, but I mean, I didn't want to let go, I'd take my eyes off of it, because I was like in total disbelief of what I was seeing. So I was looking at everything. I was looking at the way its butt moved, the muscles in its leg, everything. But then it did something that made me think that it is intelligent, is that it looked across this river and it put its hand up over his forehead to block out the sun so he could see.
Oh,
and
wow.
it wasn't a female because there was no breast. But and then all of a sudden it started walking towards the woods. And again, still trying to get the camera out of its case and get it going and stuff. I never did, but that's okay with me because I just
you got to
wanted
experience it.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And it's, like looking at some of the stuff. Now I'm going to ask you, what do you think of the Patterson-Gimlin film?
The
Patty.
Patterson-Gimlin film?
The Patty, the one of the first Bigfoot, as they claim, in the 50s?
I have to honestly say I haven't watched it. I'm going to have to watch it. Yes.
Yeah. Well, when you find it, look at it, and it's in black and white, but also look at it on, because it's on YouTube, in 4K HD color.
Oh, wow.
Colorize it. And
is it going to be like a Harry and the Hendersons kind of thing?
that's what I think it is. I think it's fake.
Right.
Honest, because, if you look at the butt, the way the butt walks and stuff, come on, that's a pillow stuffed in there. But a lot of people do believe in it, and that's fine. I'm not going to try to change anybody's mind, but, I just, so many people give so much praise to them for it. And, hey, good. If they're able to fool some people, put some jing in their pocket, that's good. But I'm not that type of guy.
No, me neither.
My team, we're not like that. We debunk.
Yeah. Like, of course, I was born a girl, but I said I'm not either when you said I'm not that type of guy. But, but no, I'm not that type of a woman either. No, I believe wholeheartedly in honesty. The moment you tell a lie and you're found out about it, your whole career is flipping shot to begin with.
Absolutely.
Honesty is the key to everything. Be honest. You can always say, hey, this is my opinion. This is what I think. Right. You don't have to say, oh, this is factual and da-da-da. Well, you don't know that. You don't know what's factual, really.
I remember one time Mike from Odyssey, when I lived with him, we were watching this show, and it was supposed to have been an apparition that they caught. And Mike was like, this is the greatest show. This is real, Jerry. They really did catch it, and he was glued to the TV. I never seen the big man just sit there on the couch staring inches from the TV when all of a sudden this apparition went through, and he's like, there it is. And I go, are you kidding me, Mike? That's fake. And he goes, what do you mean it's fake? I said, wait for them to show it again. Look at the bottom of it. What kind of spirit is going to have flowing, not flowing, but moving dress?
Oh,
like
my
that?
Goodness.
It's not going to, and then he's like, oh, my God, I think you're right. And I said, yeah. And then later on, I would say like a few days later, it came out about that show being the biggest hoax of all the so-called real shows. And I don't think they even have it anymore. I can't even remember the name of it. But it was over in England. It's those English people.
It's the British. The British are coming. The British are coming.
So, Shauna, like cryptids, like the devil. Oh my gosh.
The devil.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about these cryptids that they find? Which one's more fascinating to you? There's even the rake, the
Pukwudgie.
Oh, the Pukwudgie.
The Pukwudgie, because Daniel Class is the first one to mention the Pukwudgie to me, and I'm sitting there going, Pukwudgie, what the heck is a Pukwudgie? And so I look it up and I see what they seem to think it is, and I'm like, oh, interesting. And if y'all want to look at it, you're gonna have to go online and look at it. But it's the way they do and conduct themselves is very interesting. Because they're not necessarily evil, but they're not necessarily nice either.
Right.
So it's like, which one am I going to mess with today? Is it going to mess with me or? But no, I would love to find one of those. And I heard the Hinsdale house has one. So.
Oh, I I didn't even know that.
out in the woods. Yeah.
I think we caught something like that in the woods over here that we have, and we live in like Native American land, and they have. I'm positive we caught something, but at the same time, and the funny thing is that it felt like something was following us. And when I went to film down towards the bottom, and I can see these leaves moving around us, but none of us were walking. I told my daughter to stay still. It was just my daughter and I told her film towards the ground. And the puckwudgies are supposed to be small people.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I don't know. Well, we saw something in this one piece of film, so we're still trying to see if we can get somebody to look at it for us. And it's fascinating.
In Hager City, Wisconsin, we had a guy that called us in, and he was having all sorts of problems in his house, and we asked him, what had happened. Well, he finally told us that he was on native burial ground, and they were hunting deer, him and his buddies, and he was super drunk, and he took a shot and he killed a deer. And all of his buddies seen it. This light ball, came out of the deer's throat and went directly into his chest, and he went down. He was having a heart attack.
Oh,
so
no.
they called 911, and they had to really kind of go in there to get him and stuff. Wow. They got him out and took him in. At the exact same time that happened there, his little girl at home, his daughter was downstairs, and all of a sudden she starts screaming for her mom because she sees a monkey man running around her. I mean, just running and running and running and stuff like that. And she called it a monkey man. And she got really scared about it and everything. And then he got a hold of us and said that, he's got something going on. So we went over there. We did some investigating and stuff. And I got a hold of the local tribe there. And they said, well, what it sounds to us like is puckwudgie. And I said, really, how can you deal with it? And they said, well, it's pretty much, that they said, sorry, people are asking me questions at the same time. Okay. So they said that, you can't make promises that you don't intend to keep. You have to do spirit plates, lots of smudging, whatever he's doing, he must stop. He must ask for forgiveness. You may never get rid of it. And I'm like, wow, no kidding, So we asked him, are you ready to do this? It's a long haul. We smudged many times, and we did an investigation. Now, this is the weirdest investigation, is that I remember Steph, when we were married, was upstairs in one of the rooms, and Steve was in the main bedroom. And I was downstairs with a newbie, and all of a sudden I could smell hot dogs cooking. I mean, they were really cooking up something fierce. And so I told the newbie, I said, walk into the kitchen and see what that is. She said, no, that's not going to happen, And I'm like, okay. So then we were sitting there, and I think Steph was asking some questions and stuff like that, trying to get a response. And all of a sudden, this sound that sounded like 100 newspapers being shaken up like crazy. And that's what we heard and stuff. So we switched, and we had other half of our team come in. We went outside. Well, then we started having something under our car hitting the bottom of it. We got out, took a look. There was no animals. There was nothing, but something was definitely messing with our car. What else? And then, we asked the guy, where did you get all these animals you have downstairs? Because he had a bunch of stuffed animals. And he said, I took those out of season. I said, you need to ask for forgiveness on this. Because I think the puckwudgies had seen it. And so he did. We still did a lot of smudging. They had to do spirit plates, like once every 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
They had to place it in the northwest corner of their property, and they just kept doing it, and finally it started to subside and stuff, and he has not taken a deer or a pheasant, anything out of season. As a matter of fact, he only sticks to the correct places that you should go hunting at, and only takes what they can eat. Wow. And he hasn't had a problem since then. But, in Wisconsin, in this certain area, a lot of people think that the Pukwudgie really roams around there and stuff, though a lot of people also claim, too, that no, they're from out east. Because the story that we found on Pukwudgie is that they were actually a tribe many, many years ago.
Right.
And they, because they were so odd looking and small, they were terrorized by other tribes, and they were killed off and put into a giant ditch or something like that and buried without any type of, anything from the Creator, any blessing or anything like that.
Right.
And then their spirits came back. And they make it look like you had a heart attack because they take their spears and shove them through your heart.
Oh, my goodness.
To kill you. So, I know that Sherry in the chat room is saying that they're good things, that they're protectors of the people. That is really not the case. Maybe up there in Canada, but, they're really not that way down here. I feel that they are a misunderstood.
Yeah.
And after all that years of ridicule and everything, I'd be a little grumpy too,
Right? Yeah. There's a lot of things in the Native American culture that I would love to figure out, because they believe they are the cryptozoologists because they know so many things of what's happening and what's happened in the past, and that's been carried down over generation after generation. That, man, their knowledge is just amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. Wendigos, my gosh. We've dealt with that once. We actually got to see a tape of a school shooting up in Red Lake. And at the very end of it, we had to delete it because we promised them that we would. At the very end of it, it showed something coming out of the wall and going into Jeffrey. And that's when he put the shotgun to his head and blew his head off. And then died. And then it kind of came out of him and went back into the wall. And a lot of people thought that was a Wendigo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just got chill bumps off that one. Good.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's there's so much everywhere and stuff, and it's like, some of it may be beliefs, which can bring things alive.
Right.
They don't have to be physical. It can be spiritual type thing that can actually come alive.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
Pretty crazy.
Wow.
But, I think what we should do, Cat Paranormal, Supernatural Investigators Minnesota, and Geeks Paranormal should actually meet somewhere in between and do an investigation. Cool. Why don't we plan something for next year?
That'd be
sounds
awesome.
like a plan. That sounds like
August.
a fun thing.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. That's around my birthday anyway, so that'd be great.
There we go. Do we have to bring gifts?
Just a cake.
Just a cake. We'll bring her a bundt cake from Minnesota.
Ooh. And lots
what
of
says
spirit.
Like a bundt cake, Well, we got 1 minute away. So how can people get a hold of you if they need to?
Well, if they want to get a hold of me, they can go to Shaw Wooten, SHAWOOTEN at Facebook.com, or go to my Exploring the Paranormal Perspective podcast by spelling that out, Exploring the Paranormal Perspective on Facebook. Or if you want to get in touch with Geeks because you have a haunted location, or you've seen a UFO, or you've seen Bigfoot, I can at least bring Jerry into the mix. You can go to Geeks Paranormal on Facebook. I don't have my website up yet, and the YouTube is Geeks Paranormal.
Very good. All right, so we've had, this was awesome, went very fast. I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank Para X for allowing us on, and thank Sarge for being ever so awesome. So thank you. Thank you very much, and we will see you all next week. Good night.
Bye.